Podcast Network.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Segment 2 of Beyond the Diamond podcast. Brian, LaLima, and ApolloDez1 here with you. Follow us on Twitter at BLima790, at ApolloDez1, and of course at ApolloHOU. And for segment 2, we have Tyler Ivey, pitcher in the Houston Astros organization. Tyler, man, how's it going? How's the rehab? How are you right now?
It's great. It's great. Thanks for having me on. I'm just out here in West Palm, getting to work in every day, and we're just building back up to pitch. Feels a lot better. And we're hoping for a end of the season comeback possibly if everything Lord willing, if everything goes as planned and there's no roadblocks, then should be looking good. So
for the complete stranger to yourself or to the Astros or just baseball in general, can you just kind of walk us through what the doctors told you? I know it was a UCL, I think it was a grade 1 strain. Just kind of tell the stranger or the random person watching this kind of what happened to you.
Well, it was kind of weird because, it's been hurting for a while. And in 2019, I had a sprain, grade 1 sprain. And, the thing was they looked on the MRI and it looked clean. It looked good. So they were just like, we'll just call it a sprain. 2 years later, it's coming up again. It was manageable at first, just kept getting progressively worse as time went on. And we got another MRI and it came back great, came back clean. There was not even a sprain there. So it was kind of confusing at that point. We went and saw some specialists. I saw a nerve specialist, a cardiovascular specialist. And it took us a few weeks, but we eventually found a diagnosis of the thoracic outlet syndrome. So I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I've seen Gray's Anatomy, so I don't know if Brian does know, but
I'm a big Gray's guy.
You can explain it to him, but yeah. I'm a doctor. Yeah.
Or we can just explain it to anybody else because me and Dez know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, you learn a lot. I mean, basically, there's a nerve or a rib, something blocking blood flow to a certain part of my arm, and that's causing a lot of blood flow issues, so you can't really get warmed up very well, and so that just leads to other complications. But it's either get a surgery or try to rehab it and go back. The surgery is a little risky as far as percentage of success it has, so we're just going to try to rehab it, and it's been feeling great, so hopefully we keep it like that.
Now, is this something you felt, obviously being the grind of being a professional athlete, and especially through the minors and coming up as a top 10 prospect and then going to the show? Is that something that you're feeling just kind of feels weird, or you just kind of like been pitching through it? Obviously said 19 and then the 20 being this whole COVID shutdown and everything. Is that just something that you're like, just it's part of the bumps and bruises of the grind, or did you know like, yeah, maybe something's kind of not feeling too great?
Yeah. I mean, it would come and go. It started off to where it was just, you feel it, but, not so much while you're pitching. It'll be after you're pitching and it just feels like it's going to snap, but it doesn't, and you just keep each outing. I was just kind of like, okay, stuff's still good, still okay, but it hurts really bad, but it's manageable pain. And then it just got to the point where I couldn't feel the ball coming off my hand, and I didn't want to be of detriment to the team or like the system, or, I just wanted to get it fixed. So eventually I just told him, hey, it's kind of hurting here.
Yeah.
Let's get looked at, but.
So when you felt the, kind of pain in your elbow a little bit, was it just at first like, let me take some ibuprofen and play through it? Or I just remember my college playing days, we used to always say ibuprofen, ibuplan, any kind of pains, aches, injuries would just knock down 4 ibuprofen and you're good to go.
Oh yeah. Well, I had some stuff. It was just some stuff you rub on your arm, just a cream, and it was anti-inflammatory. I think that helped a little bit. Also, BFR machine, which is a blood flow restriction machine, helps you recover a little bit faster. Doing a lot of that, trying to do a lot of prehab work, I guess you could call it, just to prepare in between each start to, see if you could manage it, make it better as it goes. But I think with this kind of thing, it just, it wasn't really going to go anywhere unless you addressed it with some time off of throwing. So I think that's, in the end, that's just what had to happen.
Tyler, are you a big analytics guy? I mean, obviously the Astros are known for being the forefront of it. You came up through the system, all this data. Obviously we all kind of played in the same era, kind of grew up with, select travel ball, and then you're into college and all this stuff, and analytics is now thrown. Is this something that you embrace? It's different. Kind of walk us through that, because obviously the Astros are known for that. But as you approach the game and as you do your own thing, how have you been able to handle all this data and all this information?
Well, I think there's definitely a place for analytics. I mean, obviously, as we, the game keeps progressing and changing as we move on, it's getting more influential in the game and how it's played. And, there's obviously pros and cons to that. I think it's good for helping guys get better and be able to get them to a level of playing at, highest level possible. For example, when I came in, I threw a 2-seamer because for some reason, it was a little bit harder, 2 miles an hour harder. So I'm like, oh, it's gonna be harder to hit. Then, you get to pro ball and you see the data that says, hey, actually your 2-seam freaking sucks, dude. Like, don't ever do it again. Like, don't even try it, And so then you start throwing the 4-seam, and it's just, it works because there's things that we didn't, you don't know about in college. Like, I didn't know how to throw a cutter in college. It was just this loopy, slider that, looked pretty, but it's just not going to get advanced hitters out because their eyes and their timing, their hand-eye coordination, it's so good that this game it's just crazy how there's the little adjustments you have to make at each level in order to get to a certain place. And I would say, yeah, the analytics definitely, give you a little good push to get there.
How's that conversation like? I mean, they're saying like, hey, your 2-seam sucks, but you've been throwing it. You're in the show. You're talking like you look at it. You look at your stats in college. You look at your stats at Grayson. You come up through, like, how can you say as a competitor, be like, my 2-seam sucks? What are you talking about? I'm here. Like, what is that? Is that like a come to Jesus moment, or is it just like, oh, you got out there and then you start doing it and you're like, oh shit, you're right. Like, how does that work? Because I can see guys just being like, are you kidding me? I've been doing this for so long. Like, it's got to be hard to take that data and use it to actually benefit you at the end of the day, really.
No, 100%. Well, to me, I took it as, okay, these guys know what they're talking about. We had Sig Medchall from NASA, and he's a rocket scientist. So I'm like, okay, this guy's, probably 10 times smarter than I am. Like, I'm just going to do whatever they say as far as the data goes, because I didn't know anything about it. But I did. So we had our manager was Morgan Ensberg in Tri-Cities and Bowie's Creek High. And, he's a former all-star. And so he knows so much. And I remember he said something one time, I just overheard him say it. I was just standing by him. He told someone, yeah, like in this game, you either change or die. And that really resonated with me. I was like, if you're going to get better and move up and up where the competition just gets closer and closer, you have to adapt in any way you can to try to get an edge on the competition,
Yeah, I think that goes to in-game adjustments, right? People don't understand how big in-game adjustments are. So I guess let's go back to, you said Tri-City, right, with Morgan Ensberg?
Yeah. So
take us back just to when you're in Tri-City and you come up through the ranks, and obviously you made your debut with the Astros on, was it May 21st, I believe? Take us through kind of coming up through the ranks. Like, what was that like? What was the biggest thing you had to make an adjustment with in game, just pre-game, post-game, whatever it is? Just kind of take us through that.
Well, that's the thing. When you get into pro ball, it's beat in your head that, hey, find a routine, do the same thing every day, become a creature of habit. And when I first got into pro ball, we were all college kids, straight out of junior college or wherever you were from. And the first part was we were just having fun playing baseball. But then as you progress through the system, you start to learn professionalism a little more, instead of it just it goes from being like a kid's game that you're just having fun out there. And, regardless, we're still always having fun, but you learn to become a professional, and you can look at it as something that you love, but also your job. But we had such a great group, our 17 class, all these guys are so, we were really tight knit, we played really well together. And I think, we won the Carolina League in 18, and that was just, we had a great chemistry on that team, and things just kind of flowed, but it's been a lot of fun for sure.
I want to take it back a little further. Your Grayson days, bro. I don't know have you been on your Wikipedia page? Like, do you get on it?
No.
All right. So 9-0 with a 2.08 ERA, 78 innings over 12 games. do you remember like who actually got a hit and like scored off you? Because this is absolutely insane that you went 9-0 in 12 games. Like that's absurdly good. And obviously people don't realize that JUCO ball, JUCO bandits, those are dudes. Those are goons.
Those are
so,
the JUCO dogs, man.
Dogs.
The JUCO ranks
DAWG.
DAWGS, man. That's what JUCO. Those guys are a different breed, man.
Oh,
Like, dude, y'all play
crazy. You gotta have a little.
You have to.
Here.
You have to.
Gotta have a screw loose, baby. And they do. It's fun. It's great. Oh, that's what I love. I think that was the most fun I've ever had playing baseball because
a lot of JUCO guys say that. They say the best baseball they had was in JUCO.
Oh, you're in these, crappy dorms.
Shitty. You can say shitty. We're here for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here for it.
Yeah. Look at that. Okay, so you're staying in these shitty dorms. I came from A&M, and so we were staying in these nice 3-story villas with, a big cafeteria, beautiful weight room, just unbelievable resources we had at A&M. And then you get to Grayson, and it's total 180, but it was so nice in a way. It was so simple. You get so close with your teammates because you guys are all living in the same hallway. You're going through hell together in the fall. Like we had Hell Week, and I'm sure you guys all had the same stuff.
Yeah, we had Hell Week. Yeah.
But you bond as a team during that.
Yeah.
You get closer. You learn to, hey, like pick each other up. Like, hey, you got it. Like it's just one more, you know what I mean? And we had such a good group at Grayson. I'm still, great friends with all of them. Those are friends that you always have, no matter how long you don't see them, it's always the same when you meet up with them again. But no, it was such a good environment. We had, our head coach, Dusty, he treated it as a pro ball situation. It was minor leagues with class a couple of times a week. It's you do your own work, you get your stuff done and just go out and perform. And as long as you're performing, he's just going to let you do your thing, which I loved. And that's kind of how pro bowl is as well. So,
yeah, I think you could fall in love with the grind again, right? Like I don't know the obsession of like NAI, D3, D2, JUCO coaches that like think they're Navy SEALs in the fall because they're programs of Hell Week. Like, what are we doing here?
What are we doing, man?
I'm treading water with a cinder block. What am I going to be doing this?
We did that. That's wild, dude.
It's like a prerequisite if you're a coach, not a D1 coach, that
not
you're
a
just
D1,
like also a Navy SEAL. Like, we're gonna make Hell Week actual Hell Week. So I love that you said that because I just talked to my friends this past week and we're in a group message, right? We're all bullshitting and you can always pick it back up. And it's fun because you were in the shitty vans, you were making those 6-hour, 12-hour drives, whatever it was. And you're just like sitting there bonding, like you said. So that's really special to hear you say that as well, because that grind is something else for sure.
It's a grind, but it's all worth it. It's so great. So yeah, kids, go to Grayson, decommit from your big schools, go straight to Grayson. You heard it here first.
Look, NIL happens. We'll get Grayson on the map. We'll get some shirts made and we'll make it happen.
Oh, dude.
So hey, Tyler, if Grayson would have been a 4-year university, would you have stayed for at least 3 of those years?
I would have made sure I even had a red shirt so I could stay longer. Yeah, no, yeah. I love it.
Every JUCO guy that I know, or even the JUCO kids that I coached or that went on to JUCOs from the Banditos organization, they all say the same exact thing. They liked JUCO over when they went to their respective D2, D3, D1s, wherever they transferred into. They said the JUCO life was some of the best experience, the best baseball they've ever played.
Oh yeah, it's oh gosh, I'm getting nostalgic here. It was so much fun, man. Just golly.
What was the call? I gotta talk about that. I mean, I'm not gonna say, hey, how did you feel being in the show? What was the call like? Because that's special, right? At the end of the day, your phone rings, you're getting the call up to the show. It's already been a crazy year, pandemic, baseball shortened sprint, no season for the minors. Like, what's that call like? Because it's obviously different than any other calls anyone's gotten in the past.
Well, they kind of surprised me a little bit because, they told me in person because I was already with them. I was going to Oakland with them for the taxi squad COVID thing. Yeah. And, I drove from Corpus Christi to Minute Maid, and I'm having a bit of a rough morning because didn't get great sleep the night before. I got pulled over twice on the way to Houston. Twice, dude.
Did you
Twice.
drop the Did you drop the you know me card? You'd be like, hey, do you know me? DPS.
Like, dude, I'm trying to get to Minute Maid Park, bro. Like, come on.
I didn't want to say it. The second time I got pulled over, it was I'm driving down whatever highway is from Corpus to Houston, and
Probably
I had a bunch of
59.
bags. Okay, probably I had a bunch of
probably
bags
59.
in the back, and the cop kind of gets beside me and then kind of looks. I'm like, okay, like what? I'm not even speeding. He passes me, then switches lanes, lets me pass him, then pulls me over, and they're just like, hey man, can you step out of the car? I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And they thought, with all the bags, you must be, smuggling drugs. And so that was fun. But as soon as I get there, I go in the food room, see Brett Strom, just say hi. And he's just like, oh, hey, you're starting Friday. Did you know that? And I was like, what?
That's how you found out?
Yeah.
That's how we No way.
Insane, dude. I was sitting there like, what?
You're
No,
just trying to get some. You're just trying to get some
Trying to
grub.
get some grub,
Just trying to
baby.
get some grub. And Strommy's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Tyler, what's up, man? Hey, you're starting Friday, by the
Hey,
way."
you're on the bump, kid.
Oh.
What?
It was bizarre, man. It was bizarre. I mean,
Did he big league you? Did Strommy big league like leave the room and just let you sit there? Or did he like follow up when you asked? What was that like? Because I could just see Strommy just walking right out.
He's just standing there. I walked up behind him. I just tapped him. I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey, you're starting Friday. And then he just kind of looked at me, and I was like, are you messing with me right now, man? Like, are you kidding? Are you serious? In Arlington? In my hometown? Really?
Yeah.
Hometown too.
And he just said, yeah, no, I believe so. It was, they didn't know if it was going to be Saturday or Friday, but then, that's what he did. He went and checked real quick, and then he came back and was like, yeah, it's on Friday. So just, mentally prepare and everything. And, they told me, hey, don't post it or anything, because we haven't released it to the media or whatever, which, I just wanted to tell my friends and family.
Right.
But no, man, that was a surreal moment.
So you're trying to get some food. Strommy drops that on you.
Some
And then you
pop.
realize, oh, hey, by the way, we're playing against we're playing in Arlington against the Rangers. And you're from what route? Is it pronounced Rowlett or Rowlett? Whatever. Same.
Yeah.
Rowlett.
Yeah.
So it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's right there in DFW. What was that like, man? I mean, that had to be, like Des said, I hate to say special, but that's got to be pretty badass.
It was pretty badass. Yeah. Everybody that I knew was there. It was on a Friday night, so it was a packed house.
Yeah. Plus it's the Astros and Rangers. So you're going to get extra animosity, extra electricity, all that, right? And you're getting to start in your backyard.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember walking onto the field and, just hearing all my friends section up there just going nuts. And I just remember just looking back, just looking around, just being like, giving them a salute. And it was just crazy to be in a big league stadium and, kind of saying like, okay, you're about to pitch. You're about to pitch in this game when, I mean, you dream of it your whole life, but I mean, I don't know if I really ever thought that would actually happen. And it really couldn't have played out, and I couldn't have written it better in a book. It was such a blessing for sure.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, I mean, your pop stole the show. Let's be real. Let's be completely honest. Your dad was trending everywhere.
Yeah.
He is built like the Rock.
Dude. Tyler, your dad is built like a brick shithouse. Like, was he a bouncer in his previous life, or was he a slow pitch softball player? Like, if you Google your name, this is what comes up. I saved it. It's Tyler Ivey Astros, Tyler Ivey MLB debut, and then Tyler Ivey Dad.
Let's go. Dude, that is so funny, man. I remember I saw somebody tweet, and they, there were so many ridiculous tweets, and one of them, you just see a picture of them just fist bumping or whatever, and they're just like, I want to know where Tyler Ivey's dad was on January 6th. Just insane stuff. It was he stole the show, the unit, all day.
That is
unit is an understatement, man.
Yeah.
You're 6'4". What is he?
He's 6'3".
Is he? Okay, so you're tall. He's just built. I mean, just stout.
Yeah.
Does he crush softballs?
I was about to say.
What does he do?
So
hammer curls.
Dude, I mean, I think he works out every now and then. He's just a big guy. He's just always been a big dude. I mean, he played football in college, and he was always a really good athlete. He's just a big human being. I mean, he likes to call himself a Viking. That's how he describes it. Big bearded guy. But
that's powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. Yeah.
Did you talk? I mean, obviously you talked to your buddies and stuff. Was it just a fucking party up there for them? Like, obviously your boys are watching you. They had to be throwing some brewskis back and just getting rowdy up there, right?
Yeah, they definitely went crazy. They apparently they had security guards walk up to them, and it was, they were just like, hey, can you guys please just sit down and be quiet, because the Astros are actually requesting that you guys just tone it down just a little bit, because I mean, they're just, I'm getting videos of it the next day and everything, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Security guards are walking up like, hey boys, you guys cannot shotgun beers here. Like, you got to stop doing that.
I mean, your dad's up there like stone cold Steve, but we're just partying out there, just having a good old ass time. I mean, we're just vibing, baby.
That's it.
So funny. Yeah, what an experience. I'm so glad that it was so cool for it to be at home, just so they could all be there together. It was, worlds collide type thing. It was really cool.
Did you have an oh shit moment, like on the mound, be like, whether whoever was digging in, be like, oh man, I'm in the show. Like, what was that like? Or was there a guy that you were just like, I'm really facing this guy? Like, I mean, because you got to think you have someone's gonna have that moment when someone's digging in, right?
Joey Gallo was kind of surreal, just because been watching him for a few years. He's obviously really good. I mean, that lineup, they can stroke. Like the Rangers, they're no joke. And I mean, I think we played them today, right? The Astros.
Yeah, the Astros swept them. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
And we're pretty good too.
It's good for the brand. It's good for the brand.
Yeah, good time for the brand. I did. By the way, I saw the franchise shirt.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Framber kind of left us. He left us on read for about 2.5 weeks, and then he was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't respond." And obviously, he's like in Spanish, and he's like, "Can I get that shirt?" And we're like, "Absolutely, bro."
Yeah, whatever you want,
man. You left us on read for 2.5 weeks, but
I love that.
Yeah, you want to talk about an oh shit moment for us? Like seeing, we've sent some stuff to other, Carlos Correa wears our tank. He wears our H-Town versus everyone shirt. Lance McCullers is a big supporter of Apollo. We've got Jose Altuve, I think, wears one of our hats.
That's pretty cool.
And then for Framber to wear that, in his post-game Zoom call and have all the local media guys post that was a pretty surreal moment for us. I know for Dez especially. So
yeah,
y'all are growing. It's awesome. Y'all like the bar stool of the Astros. It's really cool to watch.
Love that.
Just cracking up.
It's the funny thing is, like, it's just guys being dudes, and I keep saying that a lot, but people don't realize that you guys are just humans too. Like they're easy to tweak shit and easy to do all this stuff and jump on someone having a bad game. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I mean, I kind of said some things, but
I've slandered a few players before.
But it's cool to have these conversations with you and just talk. Like, what's your game day playlist? Are you what are you jamming to? What are you doing when you're getting prepped? I know Scrub talked about you guys listening to Big Booty Mix of the Pen. So I've never
gotten the opportunity to be in the pen, but I love classic rock. So I'll play, we usually on a start day, like in the minor league clubhouse, whoever's starting that day usually gets the aux. So I like to do, it's a wide variety, but mostly, Jimi Hendrix, Beatles, stuff like that, Led Zeppelin. And then you obviously got to throw, your new age stuff in, but yeah, that's pretty wide playlist there.
Des, do you listen to classic rock?
Yeah, I'm a big classic rock guy.
You're not.
Dude, I am, bro. I listen to all types of music. I hit the shuffle button, whatever happens. We're just vibing.
Who's your favorite band?
I can't really just say a number one band. There's just
so hard, right?
Yeah, it's very tough.
so many.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's just tough.
Look,
there's so many to choose from. They're all so great. I get it.
There's only so many.
Guy.
There's only so many. There's only so many big booty mixes you can listen to, Des. Who's your favorite band, man?
What is I mean, I literally have my questions. How is it bullshitting with the guys? That was going to be my next question because now we're bullshitting. But
Yeah.
how is it jumping? Like, obviously, you grew up with the 17 class. You go through the ranks. What's the difference in the locker room? Obviously, it's professional. The show. Can you still like bullshit around? And obviously, you're the rookie. But how does that work?
I mean, I was basically on edge the whole time in the big league clubhouse just because it was so new, and I don't know, I just didn't want to mess anything up. But I mean, those guys are just they're all so funny. They're all so welcoming and cool. Like it's the same thing. Like you were just saying how, oh, like you guys are humans and you guys are just guys being dudes, and it's the same thing throughout. It was fun to just kind of sit there and get to just watch them be. It was
awesome.
It was cool.
How long were you actually up with the Astros before the injury? Or so you were up. So wait, let's see. You made your debut, and then
he already said he was driving the taxi, man.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just asking how many opportunities he had to be in the big league clubhouse.
It was, I think, like 5 different times, 5 weeks, because I just went on a road trip with them every other week, and the way I looked at it was like, okay, you're not going to play. I mean, there's no shot. But how much would a fan pay to just fly in the plane with them? You sit in the locker room, bullshit with them, go in the food room, and just eat some really good free food. Like it was quite an experience. I mean, the day, as far as opportunities, I mean, that was a spot start that I had on the 21st, and they optioned me down right after the game, which I knew was coming. That's why I wouldn't have wanted to pitch that game if I thought that I was going to be part of the rotation, because then it's like, okay, well, you got hurt on the roster, so now you got to get paid this and that. I just didn't want to give off that look. Yeah. But it worked out well. So
So go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, what's your day like in West Palm? I mean, we talked about it offline or off air, whatever you want to say. West Palm Beach has a nice culture, great area, nice spring training complex. Clematis isn't that bad, but what's the day? What's the day like? Like what's your Monday going to be like tomorrow?
So tomorrow I'll go in at like 10. They had me coming in at 11, which was great because usually it's pretty early, and I do love sleep, so that's been nice. But I'll just go in, go get a coffee, just go in, do the rehab. Tim, our trainer down there, he's great. Just helps you out a lot. They'll work out, throw, and back to the hotel, just maybe hang out with some guys, just kind of try to find a way to kill time, because it does get pretty monotonous at times, but that's just part of it. You got to fall in love with it.
Are you gaming? Are you a gamer? Are you a big Netflix guy? I always said you like to sleep, so probably you pitchers, you POs, like, are you golfing? You probably got your 9 holes of golfing and everything.
POs are a different breed, man. We talk about Juco dogs. POs are way out there.
POs are living alive.
Yeah, I'm a big Nintendo Switch guy. So, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, those are, probably Tetris. Those are 3 great ones. Mario Tennis, actually, man, I don't know if y'all ever played that. It's really.
I haven't. I played Wii Tennis. I played that. I mean, I haven't played the Switch though.
Yeah, I've only played Wii Tennis. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my friend and I, we would play literally hours a day, and we ended up being top 30 in the world for duos at one point. We were just, wow. It was way too much.
Racking dubs up.
Oh, all day.
Dez is nationally ranked in MLB The Show. He got his ass kicked by Luis Garcia the other night, actually.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm randomly playing online, and I'm playing the show, and I'm playing, it says like LG 34, whatever, Venezuelan flag. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, kind of different. And I just have the worst first inning. Like, I have 2 errors, like the computer makes. He puts up a 4 spot, and I was like, and I sent a friendly quit. And before the game even started, it was rejected immediately. I was like, oh man, this guy means business. And he puts a 4 spot on me. And then the next half inning, Luis Garcia is on the mound pitching. I was like, is this guy trolling? Like, I mean, Luis has like a 78 card, silver, or whatever, pretty good card. And I pull it up, and if you're in the show, you get like your own 99 card. You just got to send it in. I don't know if you know that. You could do that as well, Tyler.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
You can get your card. And it literally says on the card, the real Luis Garcia. And it's him on the mound in 99. And his stats are just like Madden created juiced up. Like he's throwing 100. He has that slider cutters moving. Like he dices me up. Those a perfect game. Run rules me. And I'm just like sitting there and I put it on stream, of course. Like we're going to get content out of it. And people are just in the comments roasting me. And then Luis messages us on IG. He's like, hey, I pulled up the stream. I was laughing my ass off at Dez because, you know, he's making me laugh, but also because I put up 13 on him. I was like, thanks, Luis. It's great for the brand. Thanks for the ass whipping. He's really good at the game, so don't play him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do y'all gamble on there?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. But if he challenges you in the clubhouse, do not play him.
Okay.
Yeah, don't.
He's a dog.
He'll hustle you for sure.
So Brian didn't know about this. I've been going to West Palm for a while now. I introduced him to Boley. You're a big Boley guy, right, Tyler?
Big Boley guy.
Dude,
Yeah.
Boley. Nectar from the gods.
I gave Dez. So we had planned this trip. I don't know, I think maybe a month in advance, 3 weeks in advance. We had some guys that we didn't know if we're actually gonna for sure commit. And then finally we got everything booked. And in our group chat, he kept talking about Boley this, Boley that, and I'm like, dude, there's no way it's better than Chipotle. You know, Boley is bullshit. Just all this stuff, right? So we go down to West Palm. And we have a phenomenal time. And we went to, I think, 2 or 3 games. It was International Yacht Week. And it was just a great time. And me, him, and one of the other Apollo creators, Josh, we went to Boley extremely hungover one day. And it changed my life. Like, I wish Boley could make a franchise here in Houston. And I automatically had to apologize to Dez. I had to swallow my pride. I said, I'm sorry, because Boley is damn good. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's the real deal. I mean, they got, you walk in, they're organic vegetables. Did you get the cilantro noodles? Those are
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You have to go cilantro noodles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
With steak and chicken, cilantro noodles, a little green sauce. Oh,
whatever I told Dez when we walked in, I said, whatever you're getting, I'm getting. Like, I'm going to trust you on this. And I did. And he didn't steer me wrong. That's for damn sure.
I may get injured, Tyler, and I'm going to use none of the stuff I have any sway with the Astros, but I'm like, hey, send me to assignment to West Palm just so I can get Boley again. Just be like, hey, I'll pay for my plane. Just designate me out there and just so I can get Boley because it's the best.
I mean, it's that good, you know, like it's just a light years better version of Chipotle. I love the idea. I wish they would bring one to Dallas or Houston, like you said. Like that's an idea to like try to bring one there, but I don't know. I mean, I looked it up and everything, but they're all, you know, it's all based in Florida. I don't know. I mean, it would imagine that in, you know, downtown Houston or downtown Dallas.
Oh man,
like
$1 billion.
Yeah, you couldn't lose. There's no way to lose on that deal.
We would literally be like Jeff Bezos right now in a spaceship having this conversation if we brought a Boley to Houston because it's
make it happen.
Hey, look, people thought that Whataburger was never going to expand out of Texas, and look at it now. It's in Alabama, it's in everywhere. Florida, it's in Mississippi. I'm sure they got Chicago. Yeah, that's where the people bought it from. You know, the investor group is from Chicago. So Boley, what's up? Let's bring it to Houston, to Dallas, just to Texas in general. Yeah,
just throw us some little pennies over here.
That's
we'll
it.
Figure it out.
Boley, give me free bowls, please, for the shout out.
Man, dude.
As we're wrapping up with time, Tyler, what other sports do you watch? Are you grinding other sports in the off season or what?
I mean, my roommate and I, we love to watch college football. I mean, that's I love watching college sports. It's just so entertaining, the passion they play with and everything. Obviously, March Madness is fun. I haven't seen the Olympics yet this year. I'm not sure what they're doing right now.
I haven't seen. I haven't watched. Yeah, I haven't watched much. And I did see a thing on Twitter today that obviously it's only been first 1 or 2 days, but the ratings are already down compared to other ones. And
really?
somebody tweeted, you know, a response. We literally don't know how to watch it or what channel to watch it on. So I don't know if there's an issue with that. I haven't tried. I don't know. So I haven't watched any Olympics either.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like it's just weird without fans. I mean, why no fans? You know, just the energy it brings, you know, it's even watching it on TV. Like imagine watching a soccer game without 100,000 fans in the background. It's just not this. It's not the same. You know?
So speaking of energy, we talked about college football. Obviously you had a stop at Texas A&M. What is the energy like against the University of Texas?
I I mean, I don't want to say hostile. I think it's a friend, like not a. I think it's a healthy rivalry. You know, among the fans, very hostile, very petty.
Yeah.
You know, they can't stand each other. It's actually pretty funny, but I mean, it was probably the most live game we had all year, and you know, it was just completely packed. You know, we walked off on a ninth inning home run, and it was just, I mean, it was unbelievable. But you know,
Did
I
you
actually
go ahead?
oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
I think that are they actually is Texas and OU actually going to the SEC?
I think it's gonna happen. Yeah, I really do.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Supposedly they're supposed to be sending their letter to the Big 12 this week that says they're not going to renew their rights to be in the Big 12. Evidently this has been going on behind the scenes for like 5 or 6 months. So I think this week we'll probably hear the official, hey, we're not renewing Big 12. We're going to take the steps to get into the SEC. Apparently, and I don't have a dog in the fight. I went to a small school out in West Texas, Sul Ross State. But apparently, Texas A&M fans and alumni, they are just not happy about it. I mean, they are beside themselves because UT is coming back into their conference. I don't care either way.
I just want to see. I want to go to a game at Kyle Field on the road. I'm a Longhorn fan and experience that rivalry because I was barely in high school when they last played, right? So I didn't get to enjoy it. Now as a young adult, like. Hell yeah, sign me up for 105,000 people that hate me. Like, are you kidding me? That's sick.
Hey, could you imagine taking an Apollo trip to that?
Oh, dude, Tyler, it's the off season, dude. We'll do some content together. We'll just roll out.
Let's get it. I'm in.
Dude, you can put it on my tab, brother. We'll bring you out. Hey, I'll pay for it, man. I'm in for that, dude. I can only imagine. I've been to one game at Kyle Field. A&M was playing Clemson when was it Kelly Bryant? Who was the quarterback for Clemson a couple years ago, and then he left? Des, you know who I'm talking about? He was a quarterback, and then he left. Trevor Lawrence took a spot.
I think
anyway, yeah, they were. I think it is Kelly Bryant. The Clemson was number 1 at the time, and I went to that game, and it was pouring down, raining. The tailgates were ruined because everything was so muddy. But just the energy in that stadium, even during a rainstorm, was insane. I couldn't imagine going to a game when they're playing the University of Texas.
Oh yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, I can't wait to see that football game. I mean, that's the baseball is great, you know, basketball is great, but it's like the football rivalry. I mean, I want to see. I hate to see it. I mean, I want to see it horns down.
Yeah,
you know,
so for sure it's happening.
With the horns down, you know, they said in the Big 12 this year, referees are going to be looking for people that are disrespecting University of Texas, and by doing the horns down.
As a Longhorn fan, I hate it. Like, just throw the horns down. That's part of the game.
Oh, it's getting so soft. I don't know.
It is.
It's just soft.
But hey, the SEC is not going to put up with that. SEC is going to say horns down's fair play. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's gonna be like a bylaw now. Like, hey, horns down. If you're coming to the SEC, like horns down is a bylaw now.
I mean, like that's really, like think about that SEC if OU and Texas really do get in there, and it's a 16-team conference, and they do these 4-team pods or whatever they're talking about. I saw one projected pod would be Texas, Texas A&M, OU, and Missouri, all 4 together. God. Could you imagine that? Like, seriously, Texas, A&M, and OU, assuming that Texas will get back to what they used to be as a football school. Are they back? I hope.
If they're in the SEC, they'll be back. They're going to get.
They have to be back. Yeah. Oh back. Yeah.
Hook them. They're back.
You heard it here on Beyond the Diamonds. Tyler Ivey, baby, hook them. Oh man.
Oh, this has been so great, dude. I have no more questions. I know we've been chopping up for a bit. We went over time, but
yeah. I got one more. Tyler, what do you think? What do you think as we're here in the second half of the regular season? The Astros, I mean, they got obviously one of the best lineups in baseball. What's the best part about the Astros team that sets them apart from anybody in the AL? We'll talk AL baseball first. What do you think makes them the best in the AL?
I mean, obviously I haven't been in any other clubhouses, but the culture that I saw in the Astros clubhouse was phenomenal. They're great. They love each other. They are rooting for each other, behind each other. It's awesome to see. But also, I mean, like you mentioned with the lineup, it's, you know, just unbelievable talent from top to bottom. I mean, guys like Chaz McCormick, who, I've seen him play. Obviously, I know he's, so good, but he's killing it. He jumped right in,
Bro, he hunts fastballs, takes daddy hacks and hunts fastballs up. It bricks me up because he goes up there and just doesn't get cheated.
He doesn't get cheated. He doesn't get cheated during his at-bats, man. He is so aggressive, and I love it.
I love it.
Ambush a fastball, dude. I'm all about it in the big leagues. Holy shit.
Oh, it's great. It's great. But yeah, we have a lot of vets too. A lot of mature vets been in the league for a long time. I looked at, there's a sheet in the locker room that just kind of shows like the whole roster and how much service time each guy has and everything. I mean, I think Greinke's at like 17 years now. And that's just service time as it is like, so I didn't realize how hard it was to get,
And he's involved. He used to throw like 98, 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danger die.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He got another win today, actually.
Did he?
So he did. Yeah.
He's awesome. He's my favorite to watch.
I do have one. I just thought of another question. Last question is the last question. The taxi squad. What's that like? Are you just like on your own island? Like, do they just like, what's that about? I literally felt like a, 6-year-old kid that was, getting to go to the ballpark every day. It was such an amazing experience. You basically do everything with the team except play. So while they're out on the field, I'm, just chilling in the clubhouse, hanging out. But it was so cool just to be able to experience it. I mean, like I said earlier, it was like I looked at it like I was a fan, and I was just getting to hang out with these dudes, and they're all awesome. Like I said, I would love to do it sometime again. It's so much fun.
So I guess my last question for your rehab, what's best case scenario for 2021? Could we see you back in an Astros uniform, or could we see a rehab, up through AA, AAA, whatever it is? I mean, what's, optimistically speaking, what do you think?
Optimistically speaking, so we're looking at a build-up progression until mid-September. So if we can get there and, my stuff's good, I'm able to spin everything, command it well, we'll go boom, rehab. And the minor league season, by the way, got extended by 10 games. So it ends on October 10th now, I believe. I don't know if it's just for AAA, but I remember getting that text. If I'm pitching well, if they need me, I guess, I'd be one of the guys that would get selected just because I'm a 40-man guy. But I mean, shoot, man, if I somehow got an opportunity to pitch in the playoffs, that would be, an ultimate dream come true. So, who knows? Maybe you'll see me in an Astros uniform this year, maybe not. But, we're just going to go day by day, and hopefully it works out.
Yeah, and if not, just final comment here. And if not, there's no reason to push it, right?
Yeah, we're trying to be pretty aggressive with it, but it's I doubt I'll be. I don't know if I'd be out of the starting role again or not. I don't even know what the plan is. I just know that we're trying to build my arm back up to just throw bullpens and pitch. So, we'll see.
I hope it all works out for you, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's
gonna spin it. Look, I'll be. That Key and Peele sketch where like he has a translator and he's like, President Obama's doing something very formal, and they have the translator talk shit. I'm gonna be that for Tyler. We're gonna spin it, baby. That's what we're gonna do, Tyler. We're gonna spin it in the playoffs.
Oh, that's greatness. That's greatness. Yeah, that's so funny.
Oh, one of the best parts about our podcast, Tyler, if you haven't figured it out yet, me and Dez like to go off the rails. So sometimes we do it pretty quick. I got asked a couple weeks ago what my favorite 4th of July movie was. I don't know if you've ever been asked that or not, but
dude, we just asked the hard-hitting questions here at the end of the day. So Big J journalism.
Big journalism. I love it.
Des, you got anything else?
I don't. No. Dude, Tyler, thanks for so much for coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me. I had fun.
Open invite whenever you want to jump on. Just let us know, and we're gonna do that content in the off season for sure.
Beautiful, yeah, man. Sounds good. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, Tyler, man. From me, thanks for taking the time, man. I wish you the best of luck in your rehab. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you in a uniform here pretty quick, mid-September, late September, man. So good luck.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. You guys kill it. you guys are hilarious. Love your content. It's good stuff.
Hey, we're gonna have to get you some more follows on Twitter, man. I just followed you, so we're gonna blast you out, dude.
Blast me out. Yeah,
they're sleeping on the blue check, man.
I know, right? Are you serious? Come on, man.
3,000 followers, dude. Those are rookie numbers. We got to bump those numbers up.
Y'all are at 10K now, right?
We are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
dude.
clout right there. Look at that.
Dude,
Love it.
It's been crazy.
Hey, maybe next time we get you on the podcast. Can we get your dad to call in for like a quick 10-minute segment?
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Because
you guys should just have him as a guest. I was telling you, freaking.
I want to know.
He's
Hey,
a full hero now. He's a folk hero. I mean,
I want to know the best way to smoke a brisket, and I want to ask Mr. Ivey. I want to ask
he'll
him.
go on for an hour.
I want to know his favorite whiskey.
Let's go, dude.
Let's
book
do
it right now.
Oh, that's so
man.
funny.
Again, man, thanks, Tyler. Appreciate your time, dude.
Thanks so much, guys. Have
Thanks,
fun.
bro.
I mean, that's going to do it for segment 2. That is Tyler Ivey, pitcher in the Houston Astros organization. But hey, follow him on Twitter @_Tyler Ivey. That's going to do it for segment 2. Stick around. Segment 3 is right around the corner here on Beyond the Diamond podcast.